Hello everyone, and welcome to GRADSCALE QA Solutions, an initiative by GRADSKOOL where we break down the top 5 questions of the week and build smarter quant solving strategies. So let's begin. In this question, we are told the price of a certain article was raised by 10% in India. The consumption of the same article was increased from 200 tons to 225 tons. By how much percent will the expenditure on the article rise in the Indian economy? So let us solve it using multiplication factors. So for multiplication factors, we'll be writing the first multiplication factor based on the first statement that is given here. So since we are seeing that the price has been increased by 10% in India, so the multiplication factor becomes 110 by 100. In the simplified form, it becomes 11 by 10. For the second multiplication factor, we can see in the second statement that the consumption too increased from 200 tons to 225 tons. So the multiplication factor here becomes 225 by 200. So that comes up to be 9 by 8. So the net multiplication factor becomes multiplication factor 1 to multiplication factor 2. So that is 11 by 10 into 9 by 8, which is 99 by 80. Hence, the net increase in the expenditure on the article in Indian economy becomes, so increase in percentage becomes 19 by 80 multiplied by 100, which is equal to 23.75%. Hence, C is the right answer. Let us go to the next question. A man buys some pens at a certain price per pen. So first, let us write it down here. So he buys some pens and has some budget, right? So his total spend is equal to X. Let us assume that. And the total number of pens is equal to N. So obviously the price per pen becomes X by N. Cool. Let us go to the question again. If he had bought 5 more pens for rupees 10 more, that means his spend is increasing by rupees 10 and the number of pens bought is also increasing by rupees 5 by 5, sorry. Then the price per pen would have remained the same. So we can write it in this manner. For the equation, for the first equation, it is something of this sort. So that is x plus 10 by n plus 5 is equal to x by n. Let us solve this. Nx plus 10n is equal to nx plus 5x. Nx and nx gets cancelled. 5 divides 10n, 2 comes up here, hence x is equal to 2n. So x by n is equal to 2. From here itself, we can see that the price per pen becomes 2. So we don't even need to solve for the second equation. But for sanity, let us solve that as well. If he had bought 5 fewer pens, the price per pen would have increased by rupees 2. That means, I'm going to write it this way. X by n minus 5 is equal to x by n plus 2. We know x by n is equal to 2 itself. So that means x by n minus 5 is equal to 4, which is x is equal to 4n minus 20. Now x is equal to 2n. So that means 2n is equal to 4n minus 20. N is equal to 10. So if n is equal to 10, from this equation we know that x is equal to 2n. That means x is equal to 20. Hence x by n becomes 2. Let us see. That's an option. Yes, it is. So C is the right answer. That is 2. Clear? Cool. Let us go to the next question. So here it is told that a tradesman fixed his selling price of goods at 30% above the cost price. That means if the CP is equal to 100, SP becomes 130. Let us note it down here. So let CP is equal to 100. Selling price is equal to 130. Okay. The next statement says he sells half the stock at this price. 1/4 of his stock at a discount of 15% on the original selling price. The rest at a discount of 30% on the original selling price. Find the gain percent altogether. So let us again assume that the total quantity of stocks is equal to 4x. So basically this has been done for ease of calculation. You can understand that after I write the next statements. So let us write it down like this. You can see that there are three kind of transactions that are happening here. One that is with half of the stock that which is being sold at the exact selling price that the tradesman has already set. The second is 1/4 of the overall stock that is being sold at a discount of 15% on the original selling price. And the third transaction is that where the rest of the stock is sold at a 30% discount from the original selling price. So let us write it like this for ease of understanding and visualization. So the quantity becomes 2x, that is half of the stock of 4x. Half of 4x is 2x. And the other two are 1/4 of the total stock, that is x, and the rest becomes x. Okay. The selling price for them is, for this one, it is 130, as it was told earlier. For this one, it is being sold at a 15% discount. So that is 110.5. You can do the calculation. So basically 15% of 130 is 19.5. You just subtract that from the selling price, that is the new selling price. And the third, the rest at a discount of 30% on the original selling price. So 30% of 130, sorry, 30% of 130 is 39. You subtract that from 130, that comes up to be 91. The cost price remains the same for all of them. Now we will calculate the net selling price. That is 130 into 2x plus 110.5 into x plus 91 into x. If you add them up, you will find it comes up to 461.5x. All right. The net cost price is, so the cost price is 100 and the total quantity is 4x. So the net cost price becomes 100 into 4x, that is 400x. Clear? So we can see that there is a gain here. So that means the tradesman makes a profit. So the gain becomes 461.5x minus 400x, that is 61.5x. Hence, therefore, the gain percentage, which is always on the basis of the cost price, the net cost price. So that is 61.5 by 400 multiplied by 100. You calculate it, the answer comes up to be 15.375%. So B is the right answer. I hope it's clear. All right. Next question. So in this question, we are told that which of the following represents the largest 4-digit number which can be added to 7249 in order to make the derived number divisible by each of 12, 14, 21, 33, and 54. So to solve these kind of questions, the easiest method to do it is to find the least number which is divisible by all these 5 numbers. So for that, we need to find the LCM. So let us find the LCM of these 5 numbers. So it's divisible by 3, 4. Next 2. So divided by 7. We see that no other number can divide 2, 11 or 9. So the LCM becomes 3 into 2 into 7 into 2 into 11 into 9. This comes up to be 8316, which means 8316 is the least number which is divisible by all 5 of these numbers. So, which also means that any multiple of 8316 is also divisible by all these 5 numbers. So let's find the next two multiples that 8316 have. So those are 16,632 and 24,948. Now let's go back to the question again. What is it trying to ask? So it is trying to ask for the largest 4-digit number which can be added to 7,249 in order to make the derived number divisible by these 5. So let's subtract this and find out that which of the differences actually is a 4-digit number. So basically that's what the question maker is trying to ask. So 7249 and 7249. This comes up to be 3, 8, 3, and 9. 9383. And this comes up to be 9. This is 3. So that is 9 again. So this is 8. This is 6. And this will be 7. This is 1. 17,699. So you can of course see that 9383 is a 4-digit number. So hence B is the answer and not this, because this comes up to be a 5-digit number. So clear? All right. Let's go to the last question of the day. I hope you have reached till this part of the video. So let's just solve it. So if A by B is equal to C by D, then the value of A square plus B square by C square plus D square is. So A by B is equal to C by D. The common method to solving these questions is to take a variable, or let's say a k, which denotes that these two things are same. So A by B equals to C by D is equal to k, which also means that A is equal to KB. So for ratios, we do this kind of things, right? Also C is equal to KD. Now for this, now we will just substitute these two things in this equation. That is, let us first write down the equation: A square plus B square by C square plus D square, and which is equal to K square B square plus B square by K square D square plus D square. Let's take B square common here, comes up to be K square plus 1, and D square common here, which comes up to be K square plus 1 as well. These two gets cancelled. So B by D whole square is the simplified version of this solution, of this equation, sorry. Now also we know that A by B is equal to C by D. Can we not write it in this manner? A by C is equal to B by D. Also, B by D whole square can also be written as B by D into B by D. Let us replace one B by D with A by C since both are equal. So A by C into B by D, which comes up to be AB by CD. So D is the right option. I hope it was clear. And thank you for being a part of this session, by the way. Your growth comes from consistent daily actions. So make sure you click the link in the description and continue your preparation with 5 quant questions, 1 LRDI set, and either 1 RC passage or 5 VA questions. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.